Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So, why do younger women like older men? Well, the easy answer is it's in their DNA. It goes all the way back to 1800s, before that, the caveman era, where women really had to rely on men to survive, especially if she had children. So I'm not going to go into that right now, but this is Mother Nature's way of creating a healthy family and a healthy relationship. So there have been studies done off and on over the last few decades on what is the best age between a man and a woman, and they were saying it's 14.5 years difference. If you go below 12 years, that's when you argue and you fight and you get divorced, okay? So believe it or not, but having a wide age range, 12.5 years or more, is actually a good thing. Now, I'll give you another example I just remembered. This was about, 12, 15 years ago. I think I was about 41 to 43, something like that. Maybe a little bit older. And I met this woman, and she was 36 years old. So I'm thinking, I think we were about 8 years different, approximately. I don't remember the exact age difference, but I had, a bit of age on her. We met at Starbucks. We were talking, had a great conversation, and we were laughing, and things were going great. And we got up and walked away. And she kind of looked around the room. She looked at me, and she goes, "I am so sorry." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I can't do this." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "What happened?" And she goes, "Nothing." She goes, "You're a great guy." She goes, "You're a great communicator." She goes, "You're really funny." She goes, "You're easy to get along with, and you're a really good-looking guy." I'm like, "Okay, so I don't sing the bad here." She goes, "There is no bad." She goes, "You make me look old." I'm like, "You're 36 years old. I'm almost eight, I think it was 8 or 9 years older than her." And she goes, "Yeah, but you're not old enough." Women like older men, period. Just so you know, I don't know if I said it before, but this song was actually made for me. It's made for me and this young woman I was dating over the summer. The cool thing is this song's got the most views and most likes and most subscribes of all her videos. Okay, question number 3. What's funny is I'm looking at this, I'm remembering the first couple times it happened. So when they said this, it kind of caught me off guard. It kind of shocked me. So here's the question. She'll say, "Do you date younger women?" Okay, so here we go. So here's the deal. A lot of guys will think that it's a trap. That's like a trick or something. Okay, like a trick question. It's not a trap. It's a compliment. She's checking to see how open you are to dating someone younger, and especially dating her. So she knows she's younger. Now see, here's the thing that I think a lot of men kind of screw up or reverse. Here's what I mean. I know because I used to do it, and I've talked to a lot of clients who did the same thing. What most men think is like, "Oh, she's going to think I'm too old when I tell her my age." No, she's not. So here you are thinking, "Oh, she's probably going to think I'm too old for her," when actually she's trying to see if you think she's too young for you. Okay? Guys, when young ladies are asking you your age, if you're married or why aren't you married, do you date younger women, I am telling you they are literally damn near screaming from the rooftop, "I really like you. Do you like me?" I'm trying to really hammer this and condition this into you because a lot of guys, you don't see it that way. A lot of times, and okay, I know because I've seen, there's this guy I know where he works, and every now and then a young lady will just completely hit on him, ask him how old he is, like, does he date younger women, and what's the other question she would ask him, and he'd, "No, well, blah, blah, blah," and he would just like ramble off, completely like disconnect, not even looking at, kind of looking up, thinking, and I'm like, he doesn't get it. She's trying to hit on him. And I'll tell him after, like, "Dude, that girl was asking you out." He goes, "No, she wasn't." I'm like, "Yes, she was." So believe it or not, but this has probably happened to you. Probably happens to you once a week or at least once or twice a month, and it just goes right over your head. You just think it's some young lady being polite, or she's got some interesting questions. Okay, so she's checking for your openness, open to dating someone her age, meaning her. Okay, so she's asking, "Could you see someone like me as more than just a friend? That's what she's trying to find out. She doesn't want a yes or a no answer. She's listening for whether you make her feel seen or respected and not compared to some imaginary group of younger women. Okay? She wants to know if there's a connection. If there's a connection happening right now, means if this connection that you're talking with her means more to you than a number on a calendar. So here's the thing. Don't try to prove something. Don't go into that, I'm good enough or I make enough money. Don't do that. So the general advice, although I break this advice all the time, is don't tell her I'm too old for you. Okay? Or I'm way too old for you. Personally, I do it and it works for me. So you might want to test that. Okay? So what she's really asking is, do I have a chance? So here's the way you answer this. Now, no, she's not going to say, do I have a chance? She's just asking you, do you date younger women, blah, blah, blah. She wants to know if she has a chance, okay? So you essentially say, well, I don't date by age. I date by energy and how we connect. So go ahead and write that down. I don't date by age. I date by energy and how we connect. Okay? Here's another one. I'll give you a couple more seconds. So the first one, I don't date by energy, I don't date by age, I date by energy and how we connect. Here's number 2. Another answer could be, I care more about how a woman makes me feel than when she was born. Now this will get her excited, it'll give her hope. Now here's the thing, this is the funny thing, is if you can step into her shoes, don't you remember girls when they're younger, like in high school, when you're in high school, and they're always, especially like 9th grade girls, always trying to prove themselves, like I'm good enough and I'm mature. Don't you remember younger girls always trying to prove to the world, I'm mature and I'm this and I'm responsible, I'm a woman. When they're going after an older guy, they don't feel secure. They feel like you're looking at them like, look, you're just a little kid, man. You're a little girl. You know, see, because they're seeing it from their perspective. When they look for a mate, they're going, what does this guy bring to the table? What does he offer? So she's assuming you're doing the same thing. But in general, men don't do that. If we like a girl, we like her. It doesn't matter what she brings to the table. So she's looking to see if you think she's good enough for you. So at this point, kindness and gentleness will go a long way, because if you cut her down when she's overly concerned already, whether you like her or not, or whether you're like, oh, well, you're too young or you're too whatever, you're just kind of flipping her off. Not flipping her off, but flipping her away. It could really kind of damage her and make her feel uncomfortable even more. Okay, so next. So here's another one. She'll say, she may even say it after that. She may say something like, do you usually date younger women? So the answer is, I like women who bring good energy. Younger or older doesn't matter much to me. What matters is that we click. Now that word click is a right brain internal language, and women will really click with that. They love those words. Anything to do with connection, click, because click is a form of connection. I'll teach this all to you in my course, Cracked Female Code. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so what matters is that we click. So what'll happen is she'll smile at you. Now it's not with politeness, it's with interest. And now I want you to start paying attention, because when she smiles, she's actually showing interest. And you'll see it, I think, when you notice, like after I've said that. So here's the deal. This response generally can lead to dinner, and dinner can lead to something more, okay? So this is the power of having presence. Now, here's the deal. Having presence is everything. If you have presence, it'll draw women to you. See, this is why I'm always telling you, like, oh yeah, this girl walked up to me, asked this question. I dated her for a while, but she kept pursuing me, and then I dated her. It's because when you have what's called internal right brain presence, women love it, and they're drawn to it, and they'll walk up to you. They're already thinking, like, God, how do I open a conversation? Here's the deal. There's no pressure on you at all. They'll come up, they're nervous, which puts you in the power seat. So again, this is the internal awareness techniques that I teach. I can teach you these before you take the course Cracked Female Code, okay? And then you can begin to practice them. So we can do one-on-one coaching over the phone. Get a hold of me at mike@mikekollin.com or call my cell phone 415-235-2512. I'll give you a special price. We'll discuss it over the phone. I'm going to decide tonight. I'm going to lower the price so you can get like a group of sessions at a lower price. Now, this is why it's important to be emotionally grounded, because this is what I call the power of presence. This is social power. This is what she's looking for, so you're not fumbling with the question or, finding the right thing to say. See, it's not, how to explain this? So the question isn't really about what it sounds like, meaning here's the word she said. It's really not about that. Essentially, she's asking you permission. She wants to explore. She wants to know if there's a possibility that you and her can get together without her putting herself too far out there. She wants to know if you will meet her halfway and not make her feel foolish for asking. And that's what I was trying to say a minute or two ago. She's already really nervous. She's already trying to, am I good enough for this guy? Like, does he go for girls like me? So she's already nervous. So answer in a way that's polite, that's grounded, that's down to earth and comforting. And that's really the first thing you should experience, but the first thing on the top of your head, like, I'm trying to create a comforting environment for her so she can feel comfortable opening up even more. So this is not a time for jokes or lines or clever lines or games. It's about responding with clarity and kindness and just enough spark, just a little bit, to keep the door open. If she asks you if you date younger women, that door is cracked open already. She's absolutely inviting you in. So I hope at this point you're starting to realize they're already interested. Their door's already open. They want you to come in. So the next step is to buy my book, Crack the Female Code. Read that book. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to blow your mind. I promise you that. The next book is read my book, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl. Okay? You can get a better deal if you buy the Ultimate Package. It has both books, including my other book, Sex Signals for Men. It's about body language and understanding when a woman is inviting you in. They do something very specific with their body language, okay? It also introduces you, it's an intro to the hidden right brain language, okay? You're going to get a little PDF that shows you that, and then when we take the course, we can go much more in depth on that. That's it, guys. Go to crackthefemalecode.com or mikekollin.com. Alright, that's it, guys. Click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
But you became my everything. We said things like they'd last forever, like time was on our side. We